audit and then admit them all. So they're in. So we've got Maya, Oyinda. I can see Oyinda's ceiling. Where are you? There you are. Hi. Eddie, can we just see you quickly so we know it's you? There we go. Right. Over to you, George.
So, crack on. So my name's George. I'm a cameraman, mainly in sport. My job is essentially going around the country, filming sport, and it ends up on TV. But I've made a few slides to just tell you about it, really. So I'll just crack on, I think. Oh, hang on, got to share it first. There we are. No, can you see my?
Yeah, we can.
Lovely. When it loads. Right, so yeah, my name's George Mitchell. I'm a broadcast cameraman. And not too long ago, I was probably a lot like a lot of you, and I didn't really know what I wanted to do. I didn't always want to do this. I didn't know what I wanted to do, which is okay. You certainly don't need to know what you want to do, but it can be daunting. But eventually you'll find something that you like. My hobbies were media and sport, so I've always enjoyed playing with cameras, and also I'm a fan of pretty much every sport under the sun. So them together, I figured I should probably do something to do with that. What's really helpful is I had two media teachers who were so influential for me, is that they really allowed me to express what I really enjoyed, and they really helped me go into whatever direction, because what they taught me was there isn't a wrong answer. Whatever you want to do in life, there's no wrong answer. So just speak to your teachers, and they will guide you. And like I said earlier, you don't have to have it figured out. I got friends who are 27, 28 who still have no idea what they want to do. That's absolutely fine. There isn't a race in life or anything like that. Just one day at a time. Right. So you're at GCSE level now. So you're probably thinking about going to college, studying media. So college is great because it puts you out your comfort zone a little bit. Your routine's a bit different. You're in a slightly wider world. Meeting new people. But the good thing is that the good thing is that you're meeting people with the same mindset. So you will meet people who have actively chosen to study what you want to study as well. So that means that you will make more friends because you have the same similar interests. I studied in media BTech. Now, sorry. I studied in media BTech. That covered loads of subjects, probably what you're studying now, to be fair. And what that entailed was we made music videos, short dramas, editing, and some journalism. It covered more than that. Those are just some bullet points. The good thing what it showed me, though, was that media is so broad. Like, you don't have to be good at everything. You can struggle at some things. That's absolutely fine. Like me, I'm not an academic, so journalism, it wasn't for me. I wasn't very good at it. But playing with cameras and whatnot, music videos, short dramas, that was for me. So, like, some people have a keen eye, so editing's great. So it's a bit of a way off, but some of you might be thinking about university. Now, trust me, there's a university for everybody. Don't ever think that you're not smart enough to go to uni. It's a very old-fashioned mindset to there's a very old-fashioned mindset that university is only like for the top 5%. Universities for everyone. I went to Southampton Solent. It's about the 120th in the country. But I had an absolutely great time and I learned loads. what was great about uni was I made a load of contacts. So your university will work with all these companies to do with your course, and they will help you get in contact with them with the right people, and that will allow you to get some work experience. If you don't get work experience, which is fine, it does help, but at uni you work with industry standard equipment, so it gives you a bit of an insight. And most of all, university is fun. It's not for everyone. Don't feel like you have to go to uni. It's definitely not for everyone. But if you feel like you want to go, because whatever your hobbies are, whether it's music, sport, art, dancing, there's a society for you. So like I said, I'm a cameraman. I travel a lot. I'm going to Burnley tomorrow. Sorry, hang on. So that involves about 20 cameras odd, depending on the size of the game. Tomorrow is about 20 cameras. The crew, so you've got camera ops like me, you've got sound ops, VT ops that deal with replays, you've got vision engineers, you've got directors, producers, runners. The good thing about an outside broadcaster or an OB is that everyone has their role to make it work. And you always feel like you have a sense of fulfillment afterwards. Like you never leave sight thinking, they could have just done that without me. You feel like you contributed. And then afterwards you de-rig. Now that means you take all the kit down after the show, which is great if it's a 12:30 kickoff. You can be off site at 3 o'clock. But if you're doing a Champions League at Old Trafford, you could be off site at 2 a.m. sometimes. And then on to the next one, wherever it may be. So tomorrow I'm at Burnley, but on Tuesday I'm setting up Dancing on Ice for ITV. So, it's a good variety of work, and no two jobs are the same. Like you work with different crews, you get different problems. The cameras require different formats, etc. The good thing about, to me, the good thing about this job is that you kind of dictate how much you get paid. So you usually get paid a set salary, and then you get paid per job you do. So if you think, Christmas is coming up, I ought to get loads of jobs in, that's great. Or if you're thinking, I want to go on a summer holiday, that's fine. It's your pay does fluctuate just depending on the amount of jobs that you do. So jobs completed, it's not all doom and gloom. It's not all just going up to Burnley and doing Dancing on Ice. You do get some fun jobs. Like I've done the British Open, Wimbledon, Champions League final, the Six Nations, and next year I'm going to do the Euros at Wembley, which is great. So just setting up the cameras for that, which would be really fun. These are some of the jobs that I've done. So top left was when I was in France for the Six Nations. I'm a big Watford fan, so that's me in the middle. That was during lockdown, hence the face mask. Then Wimbledon, for you rockers, that was at Download Festival. The bottom left was the 4K crew, the cameramen who were filming in 4K. The bottom left, for you golfers, was first tee at Royal Troon for the Open, and the bottom right was a Anthony Joshua fight in Cardiff, which was great fun. Right. So, hello. So I hope that was insightful.
Got any questions, guys?
I can't hear anybody. Oh, there we are. I hear.
Do you know what I didn't notice before that I noticed this time? That your picture of the 4K crew is a lot of men. Do you think there's like a lot of females that are sort of coming into that kind of industry, or the
yeah, so the football jobs, there's a fair more male dominated industry, but you do it's not it's certainly not exclusive or anything like that. Like it's just the way it pans out. I think I don't think there's much interest, but at jobs where when I did Burberry Fashion Week, it was like the complete opposite.
Okay.
I think it just depends on the job, really.
So if the football comes up, it tends to be like you it's like you pick jobs that you wouldn't mind watching yourself, I suppose.
Pretty much, because when you're on camera, you need to know what's going. You need to do jobs that you're interested in. Because if I don't know, if I was filming, let's say if I was filming a netball match, I don't know the rules at all. So there'd be no, if there's I don't even know a foul in netball, but if there was one of them, I wouldn't know what I'm looking for. I wouldn't know, whereas I don't know the offside rule in football. You need to look out for that.
Okay, cool.
George,
Go on, Courtney.
I was going to say George should know the rules of netball because his sister's a very accomplished netballer, as is his future sister-in-law.
You spoke about university. Like, obviously, I went to university. Miss Tolan did as well. Like, we probably pretty big advocates for going just because we had like an amazing time and whatnot.
Yeah.
But do you find that the people that you work with did do that route, or is there like kind of a mixture of different?
It's a mixture. So if you did want to get into, to be honest, any side of media, maybe except for journalism, because that involves English and whatnot. You wouldn't. It's definitely not a necessity to go to university. However, I would recommend it because it was brilliant. But if it's not for you, don't be down because it's not a requirement.
Yeah.
So George, if you turned up like for an interview, say you were leaving Telegenic and were looking at going somewhere else, if there was you as a university graduate with a media degree compared to someone who had the sort of same year's worth of experience, do you think there would be a difference in who would get the job?
It would probably go down to if they both did work experience with the same company, or
no, just say you were leaving Telegenic and you wanted to go and work for someone else, whoever's out there, and it was you and another guy, and he hadn't gone to uni, but he had been working for the same amount of years as you as a cameraman.
There probably wouldn't be an awful lot in it. Once you've been in the industry and they don't really look at your degree so much. They more just look at how good at the job you are, to be honest. But maybe to start with, if you both did work experience but one person had a degree, they'd probably look at that. But if you've both been working in the industry for 5+ years, there's probably not an awful lot in it.
And would the pay stay the same? So as a graduate or compared to a non-graduate, the pay wouldn't differ? So
when I started, graduates did get slightly more money, but it evens out. Because when you start, you're on a trainee, so the only real different bracket is the trainee slightly higher. But once you get into operating or engineering or even assisting, it evens out. It's just to start with is the difference in pay if you were to have a graduate degree, undergraduate degree.
And then the main benefit, well, two benefits you said was obviously by going to university and looking at that was gaining contacts. So how would that benefit you? Like from going to university and having lots of contacts, how has that impacted your career?
So for me, because universities, they link up with all these different companies. Whatever course you do, they'll link up with whether it's fine art or broadcasting or I'm sure even teaching. They'll link up with all these different companies or schools, and they'll just have the right people to talk to, and obviously you can find these contacts yourself, but having someone by your side, linking you up with whoever you need to talk to, the perfect people to talk to, that's what helped me massively. Obviously, you have to do it yourself, but they guide you.
Yeah,
I think that's what students are missing at the moment, like work experience is pretty much non-existent in most schools now. Like, it ended several years ago, and I don't think there's any kind of chance of that ever happening in the foreseeable future. But is there like, do you tend to get any like student work experience placements, or is there a good way of trying to get some work experience that doesn't go through college or anything like that?
Usually, I don't know about other companies, but in other industries, but with broadcasting, a lot of the time, if you find, I don't know, head of cameras, head of engineering, you would just they're in all the people you need to contact are on the broadcasters' websites, and all you need to say is I'm at school, I'm learning this, I'm at college, I'm at university, I'm super keen, I have a big interest in whatever you film. You know, I'd read it. Could I come have a look?
Yeah.
And unless it's an absolute hectic time, they would 100% take you.
That's good to know.
Maya, have you got any questions, sweetheart? No? Oyinda?
Is she there?
I don't know, she keeps sending waves and party balloons. Oh, Oyinda says no in the chat. We lost Eddie halfway through.
Yeah, I know. I don't know where he's gone.
I don't know. Oh, well, thanks for your time today, George. That was really interesting. Really enjoyed that.
That's all right.
Yeah, it is really interesting. I think it's good for the students taking our course to know what possibilities there are out there. 'Cause I think there's a few students who are, like I said before, who are quite keen on taking media further, but they don't know what route that's going to be, whether it's A level or BTEC, and then from there on in where the route progresses. So hopefully
Well,
get some thinking.
the great thing about media is that because it's massive. It's an absolute massive industry. I mean, you can't even narrow it down to say an industry because there's so many different aspects of it. Is that, like I said, like journalism is media, and I would be the worst of all time. You know, my English isn't great, my literal skills aren't that great, not a great talker, but when it comes to more, I don't know, practical hands-on stuff, that's where, you know, I'm slightly better. not as bad.
Yeah. Did you enjoy doing your BTEC? Well, that's a stupid question, really. You obviously did, but you did BTEC level 3 at college.
Yes, yeah. Well, at sixth form, but it's the same.
Yeah. I used to teach that, and I really enjoyed it.
I love it because you were slightly, but for me personally, at school I was kind of guided along, doing music videos and short dramas and that lot. And then at college, or sixth form, sorry, you're a bit more deep-ended, and they'd say, right, this is what you need to do, the same kind of things you were doing before, but you're going to now learn a few more advanced skills, but you need to kind of find them out yourself a little bit. They kind of rely on your initiative a little bit.
Yeah.
Which is great.
Of course, yeah. Sure, you not got a question, Maya? I thought you was taking media next year or thinking about it.
Yeah, I don't know still. Like, I'm still confused about what I'm going to do. So, I don't know.
Get your thinking cap on. Miss Tony. Okay. Your
Um,
camera was off.
Sorry. I was saying, like George said, you don't have to know what you want to do. You've really just got to do the things that you enjoy, and hopefully that will lead you towards where you're going to be. Like, no one expects you to have the answers at 15.
No.
Well, we just taken up a junior camera assistant who's 35. I think it's a career change, but you know, it's never too late to decide what you want to do.
Definitely.
Oh.
Brilliant.
Oyinda's writing something in the chat. I will take A-level media. Oyinda, why are you not just talking, woman?
Yeah, talk to us.
Oh, you want to do it for journalism? You want to go down that route?
Yeah.
Oh, there she goes.
Yeah, I want to take it for journalism, possibly.
Nice.
It's a good route, really, because if you're more kind of in the writing side of things,
Yeah.
The A level is quite content heavy, theory heavy, and the writing's a little bit more intense than it is for BTEC. So it's probably a good route to do.
Mm.
Oh, great.
Okay, cool.
Right. I'm going to slip off because Welsh man next to me is making all sorts of noise. Where is he? Here he is. Right, I'll catch you all soon. Bye.
Thank you very much, guys.
Thank you. Bye.
Bye.
See you later.
Thank you.